Did you get on well with Peter Bardens? Because I've heard from
Me, I got on great with Pete. Pete really liked Pete a lot. No, we're really good, mate. He's a Gemini too, like me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the only real pop star in the band. Okay? It was Latimer that Latimer didn't really get on with any of us.
Mm-hmm.
He threw Pete out there. He threw Doug out. Okay, because they wanted something more than doink doink. But I thought it was great. I mean, when I joined Camel, Andy Latimer had written this bass riff, which hadn't got a name then. It's a dum da doodly doodly 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 doodly. One can play that. So, but I mean, why not just and when I joined, Latimer had played the bass line. It was already recorded. So on that first album, Rain Dances, I don't play bass. It's already been recorded.
Why didn't you re-record?
Sorry?
Why didn't you re-record for that bass and the Tell Me bass, or was that just time restraints from the studio?
No, Latimer wanted to do that. They'd already recorded it.
All right.
I joined them back when they'd already recorded the sing, and so I was the section player that came along to sing and play bass. And I'd never heard them, and this was the new music. I heard it all. Went down there with my very beautiful girlfriend, with long flowing hair, and spent 2 weeks in a farmhouse in Devon, learning their tune, and I really enjoyed it because it's so simple to do.
Yeah.
It's difficult as far as getting some sort of deal of the singing, which really Latimer should have been singing, but he wasn't singing. Pete was, okay.
Yeah.
They really didn't like the singer, so they needed a singer, and they wanted a bass player. So how it came about, I don't know, but I was invited by Laurie Small, who was their road manager. He came from Canterbury, in fact, and because Andy Ward really liked
Hatfield, yeah.
Caravan and my bass playing, and also Hatfield. So it came about, So I mean, no, I got on. Your thing was I heard that you not got on with Pete at all. No, I got.
I've heard from Andy Latimer interview, but I thought that sounds weird. I don't know why. From what I've heard from you, I don't think you'd be that.
Latimer and Pete were falling out all the time in the studio when we were recording Breathless, so much to the point that I don't know because Pete had more expansive ideas, whereas Latimer was really tight on it. This is how he needs to be done. Otherwise, he couldn't get on. Couldn't get off, lean back, do his thing. We knew him as Sir Edmund Varicosi. Latimer, leaning back because he's had trouble later in life too because of it. Because he's very, he's the Taurus, isn't he? He's really strong, solid. His real sound is supersonic for blues players, and he knows, and he puts quite a lot of energy into it. A lot of guitar lads, really liked Latimer's deal of how playing the Les Paul style sound. I mean, there's lots of them. Steve Hackett, and you name them all, and they all go through all the guitarists and things. He's one of those guitar heroes, and he is, because he does a lot of work. He spends weeks and weeks, and months, sometimes playing the same solo till he perfects it. It's really not, for me that was a bit alien, spending so much money at Virgin Studios for these great long periods of time. It's too long, you could for £76,000 then in 1977 you could have made 4 albums at least, or maybe 5. So many BTLs and glasses of brandy, God knows what else, while we're outside the studio waiting for Latimer to finally get the right solo that he really needed. It's like, a lot of guitarists are like that. I like it when it all happens at the same time. It's where everybody's on the case, which wasn't so in those days. Everything was too tightened down.
How did you find writing with Andrew?
Writing with
Andrew, because you wrote Summer Lightning with him, and you.
No, I wrote Summer Lightning all the way
right.
through, but he needed another part. He needed another bit in it, which was right. I've always known love would return to life. He wrote that bit. Da 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 dee da ba dee dee da ba da 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 da. And the whole tune comes from da da da, which I wrote. Da da da, do da da dee da da dee da do da da da. I mean, it's it's totally alien but it's only because of Pete. Pete and I used to get on really well. He liked dance songs, rock songs. It's because of Pete that Down on the Farm was on the Camel album. That was it.
So yeah, Down in the Farm. Yeah, Andrew kind of pushed for. I love that song, but a lot of people disregard it.
No, because it's too puny. It's a Canterbury choir boy song. It's a Richard Sinclair song. And I had all these ideas. I wrote it sort of outside of Caravan. When we were trying to record. Well, I wanted to make another Caravan album. I said, "Oh yeah, come on, then we'll go and do it in Kent, in a place out in the countryside." I was with Jan Shellhouse on keyboards, and so we went down and did some music there. And I said, "Oh, I got 4 tunes. There is one." Every Sunday morning. It's really hard.
Uncle's Farm, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, try singing it. It's like, how do you sing that? You can only do it in the studio. It's like, you take one breath, Every Sunday morning, one breath, and then you can take a breath, okay? So, you try to sing it along. I did it on purpose,
Did you ever perform it live?
No, only just now to you, just to start.
That's the first time, yeah.
Latimer's thing, I think. I got a thing which like bum down da 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 da. The whole tune was mine, but Latimer got hold of it. It's hilarious. Great. He really went for it. I mean, that's what's, he got rid of Pete because of all that stuff. And so Pete used to record in Breathless on the Breathless album at a different time. In the end, they wouldn't be in the studio at the same time. And Latimer got so angry, he stuck him up the wall. It's just unbelievable, right? They were so frustrated with each other. But Andy Latimer was quite a big person, and they've been friends a long, long, long time. And for me, I mean, I was just there thinking, well, I really enjoy it. It was just, even though Latimer was the light, the leading light, and he always made sure that all the writing was his and all the rest of it. It's quite hard to sort of change stuff. The only time I got to do anything, because all the while they were doing all this stuff, there weren't any riffs like down, da do down, down, ba ba dum bum. Like one of these days I'll get an early night. Well, that's mine all the way through, apart from the melodies they wrote all over it. So, it's like, Pete were there to get the royalties. Pete and Latimer were there to do the royalties. And Latimer was very more a narrower channel, straight ahead, really strong, everything sorted, everything positive, everything deep, da da da. Anything that was a bit puny and negative was like always trying to up it, but it did it, so it's pretty good. I mean, it's good. It's band, people love all that. There's a lot of people that really love Latimer and love his bands. He's got some great musicians in it too, but it's all a bit sterile. It's the same old deal. It's lovely and all that, but I get into it because a lot of people like it. But when I listen to it, it's all a bit sad sometimes. It's written about very sad subjects and things, dust and dreams, and for me, it's all a bit too pompous. I can get into Pink Floyd, but only other people. I see the magic, and I see the magic of Latimer and all that, but my own taste is a bit more, down market, a bit more open. Where I love it when people sing along though with all the stuff, and so you can make tunes that people love to sing along with.